Hey guys, this is Nikhil Sai. Welcome back to another episode of another cool interviews with entrepreneurs. This is Nikhil Sai, hosted by me. So let's get started. Again, I just came back with another Chukama Club Award winner. So we just need to welcome the cool guy on the game right now. It's none other than Dwayne Roberts. Let's welcome him. Hey, Dwayne Roberts.
Hi, how's everyone doing today?
Yeah, everybody's super excited to have you here. How's everything going from your side?
Man, if I was any better, I'd have to be a twin. Life is great. So I'm really excited to be able to be on the show today, add value to your listeners, give them maybe some golden nuggets that they can walk away with today on their journey to be an internet entrepreneur.
Yeah, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So, welcome to the show, Dwayne Roberts. So, he's the CEO of Modern Digital Agent, and he is a Chukama Club Award winner. So, everyone who's watching the show right now, please make sure to like and comment any questions if you have. So, Dwayne is here to answer us, and make sure to put hashtag live if you're watching live, and make sure to put hashtag replay if you're watching it on replay. So, let's not waste any time. So, let's get directly into it, Dwayne. So, can you start with your backstory of how did you actually get started? How does all this thing came to you?
Yeah, so I'll throw some keywords out there that maybe some of your users has never heard of. I'm a little bit older than you guys, but we're going to start with the Commodore 64. So back in the day, see the look in your face? So that was the very first home computer. And I got that when I was probably 12 years old, and it's literally been in my lap ever since. So I learned how to compute, how to program out of what's called a compute Gazette magazine, lines and lines of code. So has always been fascinated with the internet, how to make money with the internet, but went through my fair trials like everyone else, learning how to actually implement it and actually make money. So my background is I started as an entrepreneur when I was 17. I quickly owned and operated a home security company. Ended up getting out of that business, got into real estate and mortgages, but always dabbled in the background with affiliate marketing and funnels. They didn't call them funnels then, but that's what they were. Always a fan of Russell Brunson. So my story is that 3 years ago, I made the firm decision to stop dabbling in internet and to go 100% all in. And then last month, we actually hit 2 comma in our business. And honestly, the last year of that progress is where the majority of the growth came. It was 2 years of trial and error and testing and figuring and tweaking what actually worked until we hit that sweet spot. And then when we hit that sweet spot, it's nothing but the moon from here. The first million may have been hard, but the second million is going to come quick.
It's always doubling down. Yeah, it's always doubling down on what's working. That sounds really cool. Dwayne. So just to ask, are you an agency? What's the story behind the 2 comma Club Award winner? So did you win that through your agency or selling your own coaching, consulting? How does that go?
It was a little bit of a hybrid. So for the most part, I'm a solopreneur. I've had people in the past that have helped me with individual tasks and things that I outsource. But as far as having a firm team that works together in day-to-day operations, no, it's really me. I actually did an interview yesterday, and a potential coach actually slapped me on the hand for that and said, "Hey, you need to hire a team." And maybe he's right. But for me, my journey into doing this was starting initially with a 997 course. I guess let me back up. What actually hooked me on internet marketing, I think your audience would appreciate this.
Yeah.
Back in the day, a lot of marketing was heavy on something called Craigslist. And Craigslist, you would be able to post as many times as you want on Craigslist. Think about it as free Facebook ads.
Yes.
It got to a point where you had to have what's called phone verified accounts. And for those that are advertising Craigslist, you know what I'm talking about. You post an ad, they make you verify your phone number. Well, I was part of a marketing group that was posting hundreds of thousands of posts per day that kind of caused that to happen. So we figured out a way to circumvent, funnel hack it, however you want to think about it, to get past that algorithm. And I launched a product online called PVA Secrets, Phone Verified Account Secrets. And I remember I was actually at my real 9-to-5 job and spending time when the boss wasn't looking, creating this product. And I launched it, for around 4 or 5 o'clock before going home for the day. And I got home and my wife said, how was your day? And I said, hey, I launched this internet product. And she goes, is it going to make any money? I said, I don't know. Let me look. So I logged into my PayPal account. There was like $200, right? So I was so excited. I had $200.
Super exciting, yeah.
But here's the cool part. I hit refresh, 300. Refresh, 350. So over the next 48 hours, I made like 15 grand over the next 48 hours. And I was instantly hooked. So from that point forward, I decided that I'm going to jump into what I do now. Now, my background is in real estate and mortgages. So there's no one better in the world than me when it comes to generating leads and converting those leads online. That comes from a stance of confidence, not being cocky. I'm the best. So I decided to teach people to do what I do, to learn how to attract buyers and sellers online. And it started with a $9.97 product. And it has morphed into a hybrid coaching program currently at $2,800.
Wow, that sounds awesome. And look at your confidence while you're claiming that thing. I really love it, absolutely, because you are the number one guy when it comes to generating leads. Now let's go into the next question related to what you've just mentioned. Like, what do you think is the best traffic source and like how to generate highly qualified leads? Because I've seen a lot of people teaching stuff about lead generation. They're using some software to scrap data. They're trying Facebook ads, but still they struggle with the quality of the leads. So what do you think is the best traffic source of the strategy to get highly qualified leads?
Yeah, I get this question often, and I'm going to give you an answer that you don't want to hear, but everyone needs to hear this. Okay, ready? Traffic,
yeah, ready.
It's traffic. It's traffic. It doesn't matter if you pay $3 a lead or $50 a lead. It doesn't matter. What matters is your conversion. Right now, would your ROI be better if you're getting cheaper traffic? Of course. But the platform that's going to work the best for you is the one that you can master. Example, Facebook is up and down. People get kicked off Facebook, right? So if you're doing Facebook and for whatever reason you can't master that, then go to YouTube. I like YouTube. One, I'm only charged for the ads if they watch a certain percentage, and I can highly target. And here's a golden nugget number one for you guys. For those who are listening, if you did not know this, on YouTube, you can target another competitor's website. Basically, you can borrow their pixel.
That sounds interesting.
Most people don't know that you can do that. Right?
Absolutely,
so, as an example, if I wanted to target people that followed Russell Brunson, then I could specifically target that. Now, the reason it works is because Google owns YouTube. And 99% of all websites out there have Google Analytics installed.
Exactly.
So when you're setting up your YouTube ads, when you get to your targeting options, there's a place for URL. You can slap your competitor's URL right there and you can borrow all that darn traffic just like that. Boom.
Wow. That works like magic actually when they use it in the right way.
It is. So the platform that works the best is the one that you're going to use. And more importantly, there's a difference between interruption marketing and intent marketing. Interruption marketing is Facebook. People are scrolling. They may or not be interested in what you have to offer. You interrupted them with some showstopper, acting stupid on camera or whatever, and hope that you can turn that click into a customer. It happens. Google and YouTube is intent marketing. They specifically type in information looking for you or looking for your product or your service. So the intent is there. So although on Google, your cost per lead may be higher, your conversions are going to be better because the intent was there. So you can go for volume or you can go for quality. I choose to go for quality.
Yeah, everyone chooses to who really know the business, right? But that sounds really fair. Absolutely. So that was a golden nugget actually. So whoever is trying to, grab traffic or hijack traffic, you can just use the trick which just Dwayne mentioned. You just need to look what your ideal client is looking for and just have that in your targeting, especially on Google Ads, as you mentioned, and it's gonna work like crazy. And I see a lot of people have the hype of Facebook ad, but Facebook is shit, to be honest. It gets suspended like crazy. It's completely up and down. On one day you get the cost per lead super low, then the next day it's gonna freak up, right? So yeah, that's how it works. So now let's get into the next question, Dwayne.
Yep.
So like, how can someone who just getting started with digital marketing can land their first client without any portfolio? Because there are a lot of people who watch this, like especially in the ClickFunnels community, everyone online, they want to start their own service business, coaching business, consulting business, like helping clients, stuff like that, but they don't know how to like convert new people. Like everyone asks like, what's your portfolio? What have you done earlier? Now they have no question. Like, how do you think they can land their first client?
Yeah. Step number one, perfect your craft. Nothing aggravates me more than seeing an agency advertise, and then I see that same agency asking for help on the basic of things. Now, listen, I'm an entrepreneur like everybody else, but learn what you're doing so you can add value to the community. Okay. Once you've known what you've done, you've studied, you've tested, you've tried. Don't run one ad saying you're an agency and then go to the ClickFunnels group and ask how to install a pixel. Oh my God, really? So get that figured out first. And then once you've done that, do what Russell teaches, okay? If you haven't read Expert Secrets, read Expert Secrets. It's like the Bible of internet marketing. You've got to read Expert Secrets. But in that process, find out where people are congregating. Find out what they want. Find the pond that you want to fish in and throw some bait out there. And here's what you don't want to hear. Work for free. Because you need to build video testimonials. You need to build social proof. And just be real and raw with people. Don't fake it. Say, look, I'm new to this, but I've studied a lot and I want to help you. And in exchange, I'm not going to charge you $1. But when I get you these great results, I want to get you on video explaining your results. Is that cool? And then if you're just fair and upfront with people, you'd be surprised that people are like, yeah, let's do it. Well, once you've got 3 or 4 video testimonials, i.e. building your portfolio, then you can start slowly charging for your services. That's how I got started. But now I've built up to over 200 video testimonials. And I can charge a lot more today than I could when I started because I had no social proof. So the more social proof that I get, the more I charge because I can direct them to somewhere and say, look, here is proof. And then I use it in marketing. I said, listen, there is no way I would have 200 video testimonials if what I teach doesn't work. So you can choose some other guy that's just started in the business, or you can go with someone that's already been proven. Which one did you want to do? Cheap or real?
Real, everyone's right. Absolutely. That's a great answer. So whoever is struggling to get your first client, first of all, learn the skill. No matter what magic you do, no matter like you get yes with your client, if you can't deliver results, it's gonna turn out bad. So first of all, have the skill set. Then after you have the right skill set, just look at the blue ocean strategy, what exactly Dwayne explained, and just make sure you read the Expert Secrets to learn in detail. Just grab and like know where your exact target demographic is hanging out. Go and put out your bait. Offer a free strategy call, offer your free book, offer something which you have, offer your free service especially, and just get them onboarded and deliver results, get your testimonials, then show that proof and rinse and repeat, right? That's a great strategy to get the first client, man. I appreciate that.
People underestimate the value of social proof. Some clients, especially in the world, like, I don't want to work for free. Listen, get over yourself. If you get 3 or 4 video testimonials and say it took you a full month of working, you can leverage the tar out of those video testimonials going down the road. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to work for free. I mean, do what others won't so you can have what others don't. Bottom line.
That was absolutely great. Yeah, that was absolutely great. So I agree with that. So yeah, absolutely. You just need to build out that couple of testimonials so that you can leverage them for life, right? So once you've built it out, then you have them leveraging every single time on automation. That sounds really great. So, and I really admire your work, Dwayne. Like I've seen you specially help people with realtors and loan officers. Like how do you specifically target these people? Like what is your go-to strategy of attracting these premium clients, like specific niche? Because a lot of people struggle with this. They don't know the niche. They try to serve everyone and everyone. So how does that go with you?
Yeah. So honestly, I chose my niche because that's what I knew, right? So I've even questioned myself several times, should I be in another niche? I mean, I'll be the first person to admit that realtors are not the easiest types of clients to work with, right? And that's
Exactly.
typically because a lot of people get involved in real estate and they have no previous sales experience. And this is a sales job, bottom line. So, and according to the National Association of Realtors, which is an industry icon in our business that kind of monitors things, the average agent is actually going to retire their license within the first 18 months. So that's crazy. So that being said, I got involved because this is what I know, and I could get involved in another niche, but there's an uphill learning curve. So basically I took my knowledge, my trade secrets, what I'm good at. So, for your listeners, whatever you're good at, whatever you're passionate about, whatever has made a difference in your life, remember this: don't think about the money. If you think about money, you're not going to make any. Concentrate on that person. How can you help somebody? How can you take someone where they're currently at in their journey, that you've already been there, grab them by the hand and shoot them up the ladder to help speed up the learning curve so that they can get faster results and avoid the mistakes that you made. When you shift your mind from I need to pay my bills to how many people can I help today, the money, it just comes.
I agree. Adding value definitely increase the whole thing, right? It's the whole game, exactly. I agree. So whenever you want to target the right audience, it's all about having a right offer and genuinely providing results.
Hook,
that's what
story, offer. Hook, story, offer. You know how many times I goof that up? I'm sitting there in Funnel Hacking Live, and Russell's just saying the same thing over and over again. And it almost gets to a point where you're like, oh my God, Russell, I've heard this. But you know what? But you don't implement it, right? If you guys are trying to get something launched off the ground and people aren't biting, I promise you, it is either your hook, your story, or your offer. Bottom line,
Completely.
Master those three, you're going to get sales.
It's gonna work. Yeah, it's definitely gonna work. So, and yeah, that really makes sense. And it's also about the audience, like who you're putting the message to, right? So that's one thing we just need to take care of, and everything works like crazy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Dwayne, that sounds great. That's a great answer as well. So let's get into the next question. Like everyone start their business, they're going pretty well. They make consistent 4 figures, 5 figures, but like they really lag the scale. Like they really get stuck at that $10,000, $20,000 mark, and they really can't surpass it. Right now, a lot of people I've seen, especially, are struggling with this problem. Like, how do you think a business or an agency can scale to 7 figures and beyond? Like, how you did that?
Yeah, it's simple. So what I have found for speaking to other internet entrepreneurs, when they're at that $10,000 to $15,000 mark and they just can't make it to the next level, it's a mindset issue. Okay, so one of my mentors is a guy named Dan Henry, and for a long time, I watched Dan progress in his career. Actually, when I jumped back into internet marketing, I went to a Funnel Hacking Live 3.5, 4 years ago, and had taken a hiatus from the business for a while. And that's when I saw Dan Henry. And for those who may have been around the business for a while, he used to wear a hat with these little bunny ears on it.
Yes, yeah.
And I didn't know who he was, but I'm standing in line at Funnel Hacking Live, and he comes in, and all this attention's coming to Dan. And I ask, I'm like, who's this kid? And they're like, oh, that's Dan Henry. I'm like, who the hell is Dan Henry? I don't know who Dan Henry is. And so that evening, I went to my hotel room and I Googled, Dan Henry, and I found his webinar, Facebook ads for entrepreneurs. Watched it, realized it was a $9.97 course. I literally walked away thinking, how in the world is people buying this? Like, no one who's buying this thing for $997. Well, the next day at Funnel Hacking Live, they hand out awards, and here comes Dan Henry walking across the stage.
Yeah, that's a different movement. Yeah.
Here's my point. Find someone who has been where you want to be and model them. So from that point forward, I had been in his world, watching, listening, oftentimes a fly on the wall, going to his events. And there was a shift that happened, which is going to answer your direct question. I watched Dan Henry make $1 million on one webinar. And I shook my head.
In a
And I
day.
realized that one thing, it was a mindset.
Mhm.
You see, at that time, my product was $997.
Mhm.
Every guru in the entire industry said, triple your prices. And I'm like, I can't triple my prices. If you want to get to 7 figures, raise your prices.
That's
I
a
have
great
found
answer.
the clients who are at $997 are a heck of a lot more problematic than those at $49.97. So what you have to do is change one thing first, and that is your mindset. After I watched him do that, I decided, you know what? Darn it, if he can make $1 million in one day, I can raise my darn prices. So I decided to open up a elite membership in my community. Went to my existing database, did a promo for it for about 2 weeks, did a webinar, made $42,000. Bam.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
That's
I was
completely
scared.
amazing.
When we got to the close, and I'm like, it's $4,997. Who wants in? I'm like freaking out, right? And then I watch my Stripe account, and it's like bam, bam, bam.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah, you got to. The point is, you really, really have to just change your mindset to begin with. And for a lot of people, I've been around the personal development world all my life. Okay, so for a lot of people, they have to be willing to invest in education. So if they're at 15,000, okay, 10,000, whatever, and their bills are 5,000, okay, so they got $5,000 left over, right? If you want to be successful and you want to get to that $1 million mark, find someone that can help you with your problem, and don't be afraid to invest in yourself. But for a lot of entrepreneurs, they want to hold on to that money, and they don't realize that someone can help them get where they want to get. Could they get there themselves? Sure, but they can speed up the process by 3 years if they just find someone to fix their problem. So I buy so many courses, it's ridiculous. $37, $47, $1,000, $2,000, it doesn't matter. I buy it, I look it over. If there's something good I can use, I use it. If not, I delete it. Just like that. Bam, 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 bam. This year alone, I spent about 40 grand just in education.
Wow, that sounds cool.
So believe in
yourself. That's really important.
Raise your prices.
So that's the only mantra for 7 figures. Everyone who's watching, Dwayne is dropping his golden nuggets. So there is no magical science to scale your business to 7 figures. It's all about improving your quality of your service and raising the prices up, because you're genuinely providing results, right? So when you're no longer concerned about results, just hit that checkup, right? Just double down your prices, because you have a lot more testimonials, a lot more case studies, a lot more social proof, great offer. People are going to pay price, and if they are not ready, that's okay. There's someone else waiting for your price, right? There's someone else who's ready to get into your pipeline for the fair price, which are just double down, right? That's a great stuff. That's great stuff, man. I appreciate that. Now let's get into some cool stuff regarding your special tools which you use. Like, as you're doing all this stuff together, as you're a solopreneur, I've seen people who are running big teams and still get all this fed up, and you are, as a solopreneur, managing to hit 7 figures. Is something crazy. So I admire the management skills of your own thing, right? So what tools are something which you use for your daily productivity, stuff like that?
Active Campaign is probably my go-to. It has so much automation inside of Active Campaign. I mean, I've got 3 or 4 pieces of technology pieced together, but if I had to narrow it down, it'd be ClickFunnels and Active Campaign, because Active Campaign keeps me organized and does a lot of automation tasks that typically I would hire a team to do. I just spend an enormous amount of time creating these tasks. So my business literally runs like a well-flipping oiled machine. From the time someone clicks until they get to a close, I track everything all the way through it in a pipeline setting. So I know where you're at in my pipeline at all given times. And because I have a conveyor belt, if you will, they start at the beginning and they shoot at the end. I mean, as an example, I've already made 15 grand this week. It's Wednesday. But that's because I have a system to run people through.
That sounds amazing. So Active Campaign is the only tool which you use, or you use Pipedrive or stuff like that? Because
Active Campaign, I use ClickFunnels, Active Campaign. I use a company called Simple Texting. to send out text blast notifications. And my strategy is with Facebook groups, my own group. So I drive traffic back to my free group. And then from there, I nurture them and get them on a call.
Wow. Yeah, I really admire your group. I was in your group from time. So like, can you explain the whole strategy? Like, how does that group strategy work? That sounds super interesting. Just give us a quick intro of that. How does that work?
Yeah. So I'll give you a couple nuggets there. That's one of those courses that I bought, right? So as a general rule of thumb, opposed to offering your products and services, you're offering for someone to join your free group about whatever you do. Right. And I always add massive, and I say the word massive flipping value inside that group. And what I do is I go live every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time with free training. Now, the training is very broad in topic, and it's very loose in deliverables. They need to book a call, right? So I get 20 to 30 new people per day inside my group. So every week I have 150 to 200 people coming into my group. That's new, fresh meat, if you will, right? And I do a drip sequence from the time they get in into that Monday night call. Now, to increase my deliverability of people in my group, what I do is I send out a text message the morning of the event on the subject. I send out an email, and then when the evening comes around, I send another text message, email, let them know that I'm live. So I'm driving traffic back to the actual permalink on Facebook for that event. Now, what I do is I always do what's called an interruption in the training. So I'll say something like, "Hey, if you guys are loving what I'm talking about right now, let me give a brief commercial announcement. Love to take a look at what you're currently doing right now, see if I can help you do this." And I offer to get them on a 15-minute free strategy call. And I promise not to sell them anything. So I don't sell nothing to them on that call. Now, between you and I in the internet marketing world, that is my opportunity to find out, are you my avatar or not? If you are my avatar, I'm going to invite you to a full strategy session for 45 minutes. I'm closing 60% that go to that strategy session. If you're not my avatar, I'm going to direct you back to free training in my group, tell you what you need to do to become my avatar. So that's my process, and I just churn and burn it day in and day out. It works like magic.
Wow, that's an amazing strategy. So no matter what you are selling, like course, consulting, coaching, agency stuff, what just Dwayne put out on the table, it really works. It works like magic. So he's driving quality people into the group, nurturing them with the right. I admire this thing. Like, people are spending like probably lots of like 5-figure just on that Facebook ads every single day to get traffic, to get attention. Now you have a simple Facebook group. Now you're doing follow on SMS and email. Now you're getting their whole attention for a 40-50 minute masterclass. And the call to action will be a free strategy call. That sounds amazing, right?
Yep.
That's a great strategy. And I appreciate that. And thanks for laying out the whole business model here. And so now let's get into the next question. Like, how does your daily routine looks like? Like, as you're a solopreneur and managing to make good income and impact for your business and for your clients, I believe, and also Dan Henry talks a lot about daily routines and mindset, stuff like that. Like, how does your daily routine looks like?
Yeah, good. I wake up around 9, hit the gym. I'm at work at 10. Because I've used Active Campaign, it kind of lays my entire day out for me completely. And I have set things I do throughout the week. There's certain times I do strategy calls, certain times I do 15-minute calls, certain times I do onboarding calls. Now I'm in the position in my business where I'm going to start outsourcing some of those things and start hiring some team members so I can do some more things. But the most important thing is that you get consistent. So if you're doing podcasts for traffic, or you're doing your Facebook ads, or you're doing your organic approach, whatever the case may be, make sure that you time block those money-making activities, the green zone activities. We all have what's called green zone and red zone activities. Red zone is surfing Facebook, trying to figure out how to make money. Green zone is you already know what to do, flip and do it, right? Stop trying to overcomplicate your darn funnel. Okay, book calls and make offers. Book calls and make offers. So if you want to get successful in your business, stop chasing the pie in the sky. Figure out your niche, figure out your avatar, go after them, start making offers, But this is something that took me 3 years to learn because I was always tweaking my funnel, making it nicer, trying to look for the best marketing strategy. It's all garbage, right? Make offers to the right people, they will buy, period. So plan your week in advance. Know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. Stick to your daily routine, because those little bitty adjustments and that discipline that you have is what a lot of entrepreneurs don't. So if you're just consistent with your results, you're going to see the results at the end of the day. Garbage in, garbage out. Put the effort in, you're going to get the effort out.
Yeah, I really love the conversation. I'm not sure how many people are getting this, but especially if you're an entrepreneur who's managing to do like 5 figures, 6 figures, or a couple of four figure every single month, this is going to relate a lot, right? So you just need to grab what Dwayne mentioning, right? It absolutely makes sense, Dwayne. You are on point. I need to appreciate that. So just make sure these small little things which you're doing every single day are going to consistently change your whole business, right? Impact your income and impact your clients' lives as well. Like I've seen a lot of people who distract themselves, like thinking that they're working on the right thing. They go into this automation, they go into this Facebook ads thing. They just waste countless hours of time and they complain that there is no money coming in, right? So if they don't have the right system, which you just mentioned, having calls, putting out offer, they don't focus on that. They just try multiple things and they claim that their business isn't working, right?
You want to know who told me that? Where I got that from? It sounds like it, easy to understand, right? But the person that actually got that to stick in my head is Billy Jean.
Yeah, I love him. Absolutely.
I went to several of his conferences. I'm an elite student of his. His whole approach is ask more people to buy your, right? So it's simple. How many people today ask to buy your, he's not the guy, right? So I made a goal that I'm going to, at a bare minimum, make 5 offers a day. Every single day, I make 5 offers.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. Like just look at that. If you're making 5 offers a day, and even if you're converting at 20%, that's at least getting 1 sale a day, and it's just going to be a premium one, right? That's great, right? 1 premium sale per day. Let's say if it's a $500 offer, that's cool, right? You will make a lot of money with that.
1 sale per day makes me about $45,000 a month net.
Look at that. Absolutely. That sounds awesome, right? That sounds awesome. Yeah, let's get into the next question.
Yeah.
Like, what will be your suggestion to a 20-year-old you or someone who's just getting started?
Interesting that you say that. I'm going to put a plug in for my book. So I've got a book called Lead Conversion Secrets. Okay. The reason that I have this book, and in the preface of this book, it says, if I were to send something to my younger self, this is exactly what it would be. Okay.
I get it.
So if you're 20 and you're thinking to yourself, can I do this? Let me tell you right now, you can do this. Absolutely. Do not listen to the negativity that I know you're getting. It's all garbage. It's all right here in your mind. If you think you can make only $5,000 a month, and that's what you're going to make. If you think that you can't.
I lost you. Guys, give me a second. I don't think where the problem is, but yeah, like he was explaining about, he came back.
Weird. I lost you.
You lost you.
It's mindset. It's mindset. So what you have to do first and foremost is determine who you are. What is your worth? Where do you want to be? And then take no prisoners. I wore this shirt for the show today. Plata de plomo. You know what that means? Russell Brunson gave this shirt out. It means the point of no return. Make a decision that you are going to be an internet entrepreneur. Burn the flipping boat, walk across the bridge, and never look back. You make offers as if you don't sell this deal, you're not going to eat. It takes that type of level of commitment and endurance to make it in this game. You can't dabble. You got to go 100% all in.
That's gold. That's gold. That's gold, Dwayne. Thanks for that. And we really appreciate you that you're introducing your book. Can you please show that cover for us? And also, I would love to put your link in the comments. Yeah, that looks cool. So, lead conversion secret. So, everyone who is struggling to scale your business, who wants to learn the exact lead generation strategies, please make sure to grab this book. I'll put a link in the comments after we end this session. So, we look forward to grab that look. I will personally look into that book definitely for sure.
Yeah.
And let's just go that. Right. So let's get into the next question, Dwayne. And this is something interesting. I'm super curious to know this. Like, what are your biggest achievements and any bigger goals? Now you already hit that $1 million mark, and now you know that you can double down. And I'm looking forward to see you on the Funnel Hacking Live stage, holding that 2x. So, what are your next achievements?
10 million, baby, 2x. It's where I thought at the beginning of my journey it wasn't accomplishable. I know it's accomplishable. I know it's accomplishable. So you'll see me walking across stage with a big old silver plaque when I made my $10 million, because I know now that I can do it.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. So, like, is that the only one goal, or do you have any extra goals, like any personal goals, stuff like that?
You know, we want to upgrade our quality of life. We moved to Florida about 1.5 years ago. Now that the income is there and the future's looking bright, I'm looking at that house on the beach or on the ocean with my own private yacht. You know, I saw Dan Henry recently just bought a yacht, and you know what?
Yes, yacht is
I
crazy.
walk across stage, and I said, if he can do it, I can do it.
You
He
can
just
do
bought a
it.
yacht.
Absolutely.
If he can do it,
You can do it.
So you're going to see me
Absolutely.
on my yacht sailing the Bahamas in the next 3 years.
That's a great goal, and I would love to surf on that. You know, let's chill on that soon. You know, yeah, that's awesome. But that's awesome. That's a great goal, and you know, like, this is what it comes down to. It's visualization. So you are transforming your brain in such a way, you're conditioning that you're going to own a yacht, and you're going to own the house. You're going to have that big people networking with you, and that really attracts, right? That really brings every single thing which you want in your life exactly on the plate, so that you can have it and taste that life. That sounds great.
Exactly.
Absolutely, man. And now let's get into the next learning curve. This is a really important question. We really admire this thing every single time. So what's your biggest mistake in your life? Like, what's your biggest mistake in your life?
Biggest mistake is not investing in education sooner. Trying to figure out everything myself. Trying to be a perfectionist. If I could just go back and decide that I needed to be able to talk with people that already have been where I wanted to be, so I can get faster results and stop being so stubborn into thinking that I'm the only one that can make things happen, I would have got a lot faster results than where I'm at now. I hear from a lot of people like, oh, wow, you hit 2 comma as a solopreneur. Yes, I did, but I worked my ass off. All right. So if I had to do it all over again, I would have built a team around me and scaled a lot quicker. And as far as being an entrepreneur, I've always been an entrepreneur. You know, I've never really held a real job for any period of time where people are actually giving me a check. So, you know, the biggest thing that I ever did in my life is believing in myself and knowing what my time and my value is actually worth. So for everyone that's listening to this call right now, believe in yourself. There's a reason you're listening to this call. There's a reason, the reason that you're thinking about scaling your business, wanting to do this. Get off the sidelines, get into the game, pay attention, make mistakes, do it again, fail, do it again, fail, do it again, hit that sweet spot, baby, walk across stage, be on your yacht with me. That's the process.
Absolutely. Like, look at that motivation. I love it. I love the vibe, Brian. I really love it. So let's get into the next question really quickly. So, like, who are your main persons who are involved in your success? As you mentioned, Dan Henry is one of the biggest guy, and I think Billy J, shout out to him as well. So any more people to include?
Yeah, my wife. Listen, I've put my wife through pure HE double hockey sticks. It's not hard. It's not easy to be married to an entrepreneur. It's not easy to be married to an entrepreneur. She has seen me come. And you know how many times I went to her and said, hey, honey, this is going to be the one. And it didn't work. So I had absolutely nothing if it wasn't for my wife and her support. And on the exception of that, is God. I give all glory to him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Faith, trust, confidence. As far as people individually, it's going to be Russell Brunson, Billie Jean, Dan Henry, and more importantly, or should I say most influential in my life, Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, all of you people, like, look at who you are surrounding with, right? That's amazing. So, like, you just need to have that kind of network, at least who you follow, right? Even if you can't meet them in person, you just need to be following them, what they're exactly doing, try to model that. That sounds really cool. So let's get to the next question and the final question. So, Dan, like, where my audience can find you mentoring, because, you know, like, I've seen this exponential growth where you have just found that magic avatar and you just scale up to 7 figures just like that, right? So my audience would love to hop on a call with you and would love to get more help and have you as a mentor. So where they can actually find you?
Yeah, first thing is, follow me on Facebook. I have a soft heart to help entrepreneurs. That's why I agreed to be on your show. I can never have a Girl Scout come to the door without me buying all her cookies. So I just love people who are entrepreneurs, who are looking to better themselves. And I'm willing to help anyone, learn to do what I've done and provide coaching and guidance. So I say, be a fly in the wall. I mean, if you want to join my group, you can kind of see the process. I don't mind sharing that. If you want to just kind of follow me on Facebook, you can see how I interact with customers. So you can kind of glean on what you need to do for your business, So obviously I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. Look me up. I'm very easy to find. I've been featured on NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. I've got articles everywhere. Just connect with me and let's have a conversation if you want.
Absolutely. I'll drop every single link of Dwayne so that you can actually connect with him. And Dwayne, like, any last words before we conclude the whole interview? And I really enjoyed. My last words would be thanks for hopping on and being genuine and dropping this all golden nuggets. I appreciate that. So what would be your conclusion here?
Yeah, a good question. So I guess in final remarks and final comments is that I know why you're watching this show, because I've been where you're at. You've heard before, I used to be in the back of the room. Now I'm in the front. Listen, do not give up on your dreams, your goals, and your hopes. Dreams, goals, and hopes. Whatever keeps you awake at night, pursue that. Whatever your dream is, make it so big that it scares you. Never settle for the status quo. Always do things above and beyond what you think your limitations are, because when you think you have arrived, you are just beginning. Always wake up in the morning thinking and asking yourself, who can I serve today? Who can I help today? What skill set has God given me to help somebody along in their journey? And when you do that, the money will just flow, and it will flow abundantly. Don't have a scarcity mindset. Don't have a lack mentality. There's tons of business and there's tons of opportunities for everyone. Find your niche, find your audience, create your offer, scale it, and I'll see you at the moon.
Absolutely. That was a motivating buster. I really love it. I love the vibe, Dwayne. And again, thanks for amazing opportunity, Dwayne. We're looking forward to have you again on the show. Dwayne Roberts, again, I'm shouting out the name. I love it. I love your vibe. I love your hype. And everyone, I hope you enjoyed the session, and we'll catch Dwayne very soon. And please make sure to catch him again on Facebook and get his help. So thanks for the time. Bye.
Definitely. Bye-bye.